Hey family, welcome back to the channel. So before we get started, this is about Miss Jacky Oh. So this is triggering or you think that you'll be disturbed, please log off right now. That was your warning. Before we even get started with this, I would like to give my condolences to DC Young Fly and his family. And this is a quick recap. I'm sure most of you know, but for those of you who don't, DC Young Fly's partner, longtime partner, some say she was his wife, I'm not sure, so I'll say his partner, the mother of his 3 children, died last week, and it is speculated that it was due to surgery, plastic surgery that she had in Miami. So we know that she died after the surgery. However, the actual cause of death is still being investigated. So at this point, we really don't know what occurred. You know, did she die during surgery? There are just so many questions. There's just so much speculation. I don't even want to get into that, you know. I know it's really hard for his family. Again, my condolences. And the worst part about all of this, I think for many people, is the fact that there are 3 children that are going to grow up motherless, you know, and as a result of possibly negligence of a doctor. I think most of us are in agreement that this is a death that should not have occurred, and we don't have the whys or what happened, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to wait for the authorities to do their job and then let us know what happened. But what was alarming and what everybody is talking about is Azealia Banks' comments today, which she posted on Instagram about the passing of Miss Jacky Oh, and the fact that this was karma, almost like a threat to DC Young Fly. And for those of you that don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, Azealia Banks appeared on Wild 'N Out. So when she appeared on the episode of Wild 'N Out, she was on the stage and DC Young Fly was making a joke. And so I'm going to paraphrase. He said, Nick Cannon is so petty, and the crowd goes, how petty is he? He said he's so petty he couldn't get Cardi B, so he got Azealia Banks' ugly ass. Well, Azealia Banks didn't think that was funny. She thought it was insensitive, a colorist statement, and you know, it was based on her. She felt it was a colorist statement and it made fun of her looks, and she just felt that it was in poor taste because she is a, you know, dark-skinned woman. So she left the stage crying. There was a Twitter discussion about it. Was he right or wrong? I mean, it really blew up to be very big in the media. I don't know if many of you remember, but I do remember this. After that, Azealia went on to just bash, you know, Nick Cannon, DC Young Fly, just call them all kind of N-words. And, you know, she just went on a rant after that. She was very, very offended and very, very embarrassed. So that was 4 years ago. So following that, DC Young Fly was on DJ Vlad's show, and they were talking about it. And on that episode, he called her ugly again. He said, with her beautiful, ugly ass. Again, Azealia did not appreciate the constant jabs, and she felt that this was an attack on her looks because she is a dark-skinned woman. So needless to say, I think she kind of hates him. That's what I'm going to say, because he was the comedian that made that statement against her. Well, subsequent to all of that, you know, if you know anything about Azealia Banks, you know that she is a self-proclaimed witch, allegedly. You know, I haven't gone back to look at all the information about her, but so I'm just giving you things that I remember off the top of my head. You know, she is a self-proclaimed witch, and I don't know what her practice is, her religious practice in terms of, you know, witchcraft or, you know, what she does. But there was a video of her cleaning out a closet in which she used to sacrifice birds, you know. So she had this little closet, and it was very dirty and it just like black, and it was just really, really bizarre. And so she was cleaning it out. I'm assuming she was moving or something, so she had to clean that out, and she talked about, you know, her sacrificing, and just really weird. I mean, it's weird to me. Okay, and so then a few years ago, she was allegedly, her cat died. She boiled the cat She buried it. And she actually shows her, a pot of boiling the cat on the stove. And she is moving, so she digs the cat up. So at that point, she was living in Los Angeles. She moves to Miami. This was around in 2021, maybe, 2021 to early 2022. Now, this is where the story gets bizarre for me. Okay, so this is what she posted today, which I think is just utterly unbelievable in light of what occurred. DC Young Fly spent years disguising his own deeply rooted hatred of self as jokes pointed at women's beauty, projecting his own feelings about his own ugliness onto women perfectly secure in their own skin. Say what you want about my tears. They were pure tears of rage and not at all a sign of weakness, because in the end, I won. I'm happy I cried and moved on. That Jacky Oh girl must have been so deeply insecure about herself. And the nerve of DC to call such a gorgeous woman as Azealia Banks ugly on national television while a bunch of black people laughed. That thorn in my side is finally out. No in hell I was blessed with this many gifts, this much talent and beauty. To be a cultural punching bag for a cast of peons who wouldn't have a pot to piss in if they didn't have the court of social media addicts to jester for. I do this in real life, dick lickers, haha, ashe. I don't think anyone gets how much the press from that episode derailed the success of Anna Wintour. I came to sing my song and go home, and only at the request of my label. Then the stupid butch queens on stage behind me basically making a mockery of it being a gay song, fake voguing behind me in their do-rags like they aren't all raging homosexuals. And ironically, dead at 32, exactly on my 32nd birthday, May 31st, 2023, in Miami, Florida. You ends are going to learn to stop effing with me. Okay, so let's go back. The first thing that she said that I find odd, she says, because in the end I won. What did you win, hun? You're posting this after Miss Jacky Oh died. So are you saying her death was a win because you know it will hurt DC Young Fly? And if that's what you're saying, that's morbid, because there are 3 young children left motherless. Then she says, that thorn in my side is finally out. Again, are you saying because you feel like you've been vindicated, or you have some kind of revenge because he made you feel ugly and you know, because of the jokes, and now he lost somebody he loved due to her having plastic surgery? So is that what she's saying here? That thorn is in my side is finally out. So this is a win, and the thorn is out of her side. It's like, haha, look what happened, And then she goes on to say, to call out the irony of it. Dead at 32. So Miss Jacky Oh died at 32 years old. She said on her 32nd birthday. So Azealia Banks is saying that Jacky Oh died at the age of 32 on her 32nd birthday, on Azealia Banks' 32nd birthday, on May 31st, 2023. And then she says, in Miami, Florida. Well, Azealia Banks, remember, she dug up that cat when she was moving from California to Miami. So she's saying in Miami, that's where she resides now. She's saying it's ironic that she died on her birthday, 32nd birthday, in Miami. I mean, this is all very weird to me. And then she caps it off by saying, you ends are going to learn to stop effing with me. Again, a self-proclaimed witch. Now, the couple of things, I know a lot of people are going to dissect this. I'm just doing a high level, very high level. Not going to get too deep into it, because just come to your own conclusions. But in summary, why I find this so ironic and so weird, and Azealia is pretty much saying it's karma, but on a spiritual plane, I just think it's very strange, and I'm going to tell you why. DC Young Fly, I've seen multiple videos of him praying over his family proclaiming his faith in God and asking God to cover his family. The birth of his last child, there's a video where he's with Miss Jacky Oh in the hospital, and he's asking God to cover his family and, you know, praying a blessing over their newborn baby. And I've just seen multiple interviews that he's done where he talks about God and his spiritual walk, and he professes God. Yes, he was a comedian, and he may have been funny and profanity and all that, because we're all human. But he always, you know, not always, but I know that he would reference God. Interesting. Very interesting. Azealia Banks, on the other hand, that cat that she boiled and buried and dug up, his name was Lucifer. So you see two entities on Wild 'N Out. You have DC Young Fly, who humiliates DC Young Fly, the very spiritual, God-fearing man, humiliates, you know, Azealia Banks, who is a witch. I don't know if she's a Satanist. You know, I remember reading that the Satanists were coming against her for some stuff that she was claiming that she was doing, some ritual she was doing. But anyway, clearly she believes in the devil. If you name your cat Lucifer, I'm assuming. Allegedly. This is an assumption. And she's repping Lucifer. You have a cat named Lucifer. And so you have these two people. I mean, I can't even describe the fact that they're on the stage together, and DC Young Fly humiliates this young lady who believes in Lucifer, and she carries this anger and hate for about, I guess that happened in 2018, sometime like that. So she's been holding this hate for him and anger, and because he called her ugly. I mean, because he called her ugly, you know, and Miss Jacky Oh is very, you know, she looks biracial. She's fair skinned with hazel eyes or light eyes. Somebody that I would imagine that, you know, typically the phenotype that a lot of black men, or, you know, would say she's light skinned, she good hair, she's pretty. These are not my words. I'm just relaying to you the kind of conversations we have in the black community. So you can see Azealia Banks looking at this and saying, ha, karma. This girl who y'all would put on a pedestal and think she's so beautiful, look at what she did because she wasn't feeling so beautiful, you know, and something happened to her. And this is her way of saying that DC Young Fly got his karma. And this is just the way I'm interpreting it. You guys jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. It's very weird to me, this whole thing. The things that strike me as odd, just because of that cat Lucifer, the fact that they were connected. I mean, this whole media thing with the ugly, the looks, and, you know, it was just so public. It was the two of them. And for his partner to die on her birthday at the same age, that is very strange. The other element that strikes me as more sad than anything is the fact that Miss Jacky Oh apparently was raised by her dad. Her mother didn't raise her. That's what it's being reported. And now her children are going to suffer the same fate. So it's just really weird. And again, you know, condolences. May God protect this family as they go through this. Give them comfort and peace, especially those babies. But I just had to talk about Azealia Banks, and I probably was all over the board on this because I rarely take notes like I should. But I know if I don't just talk about it, I won't do it. So you guys, please hit that like button and subscribe. And forgive me if I wasn't linear in what I was trying to discuss. But it's just all weird to me. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.